How are you? I hope you're having a good week. I hope you are enjoying this nice fine weather that we're having. I hope it's nice where you are anyway. This is Ruesha, Littlejohn.
Hi.
We're twins. I'm better looking, duh. And Ruesha, of course, plays for Aston Villa and the Republic of Ireland. Hi Ruesha.
We're my Ireland talk today.
I
So
see.
people.
Just so you know, Scotland are also playing Ireland today. She's born in Scotland but plays for Ireland. She's got issues.
I was actually at the pitch training. This is just a training t-shirt, but still representing.
All the time. The reason Ruesha's just come to visit at the house, and last night I started watching the Dazn documentary for Chelsea women and Emma Hayes. Love it.
I haven't started it yet, but
Right.
I've seen a clip and I know I will start it, I will watch it, so yeah.
The reason I want to talk to you about this is because for me there's a real interesting episode. In fact, they kind of introduce it from the beginning to do with women and the menstrual cycle and how it affects their training, how it affects their body, how it affects their performance, their mood, their food intake, everything. It affects absolutely everything. And Emma Hayes, who suffers from endometriosis, do you suffer from that? Did you tell me you suffer
No,
from
I've
that?
got
Polycystic ovaries?
polyps.
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 That sounds dangerous.
Polyps.
It's not
no,
polycystic
it just
ovaries?
gives you bad periods.
Right, okay.
and stuff, yeah.
And I have polycystic ovaries. But listen now,
What's that?
but polycystic ovaries where you get like heavier periods and kind of inflamed kind of ovaries kind of thing.
And
And
we have the same thing then.
polyps to me sound like they could be dangerous.
No, they're not.
No?
Only if they're like cause you extreme excruciating pain, I think then you would.
Yeah.
But I ain't there yet, I guess.
Anyway, let's get to the point, because the point is that I feel that knowing you as a football player and as my sister, from when you got your period, you've been pretty bad when it comes to period pain. There are like certain days of the month where you're just in your bed cuddling a hot water bottle down in Solpadeine to try and get rid of the pain. Also Katie, your partner, Kate McCabe, she's another one like who has like been lying down on the floor
Yeah.
near passing out to do with the pain sometimes. I think my period pain is okay, but I'm not an athlete. And what's fascinating about this episode of the Dazn documentary is the focus on the menstrual cycle. Bethany England, I don't know if you know that she's got endometriosis. So they use that as a bulk part in the episode and how that affects her day to day. And usually 4 days of the month she's in extreme pain, but on a really bad month it can be 8 days.
Right.
So quite interesting how they're starting to like look at that, hone in on that, and they're saying if they can execute that properly and treating their bodies properly and giving them the best of the best, then that can help them win the league. Now this documentary is 3 years old. I'm like, by any coincidence, they've won the last 2 leagues, you know, with the focus that's gone into that. But I just wondered from your point of view, how tough is it having a game ahead, like a big important game? How does your period affect you with that?
See, I would mainly, so obviously it doesn't always fall on one game day, but it can just be your luck. It could be on a weekend, it could be a midweek game, you don't know, but the chances are it could fall on a training day. If you're lucky, it could fall on an off day, whether it's like severe cramps or whatever. So my cramps can be pretty bad. I swear they've changed the last few months, and obviously people are saying it's nothing to do with the COVID jab or whatever. So I don't know what it's to do with, but they've definitely changed. But yeah, if my period's bad, I will anyway. There's me and a few other girls that are quite similar that suffer from period pain. So you might rock up to training, you've got your hot water bottle down you. You're filling it up, topping it up, you're drugging up. A few days before I might start taking ibuprofen just to try and thin the blood or whatever. There's also, we had a talk there at Ireland Camp and it was to do with, there's a study, and I honestly was thinking about this the other day and I can't remember what it is. Is it omega-3?
Omega-3.
That might actually be shown to help. Also, so that's something that I need to go on, but there's nothing you can do, and I think that obviously Chelsea are now like leading the way with how they're dealing with this, because think about it, like, think about you, when you're due your period, so what you could say 10 weeks to a week before your period, something could just piss you off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So see we're in training and something happens and
Your reactions.
you are just fuming.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you can't be like, oh, it's like say you do something yourself with the ball and it doesn't go to plan and it could irritate you. and you actually can't go over something, or the way somebody speaks to you, you can't go over it, or a coach could say something to you and you're thinking, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, you're just, like, you're fuming. Like, so that's what you have to deal with, but you don't process it normally because you're not thinking, oh, it's because of, and then your periods might arrive and you go, oh, I was like a raging bull because I was due my period, I was on that phase. It was
exactly
so much to do. It's mental.
And they focus on the emotional side of things, how it affects your sleep. Basically, it looks like they've based winning the league around everybody's menstrual cycle.
It's quality because
it's brilliant.
Even if you think, oh, now like some teams would struggle with, say there was X amount of players and not on pitch due to like injuries and that, and I think people are going, oh, well, that's ruined their session plan. That's ruined their week of training. But it's not, like, we now need to adapt. Like, I think the modern game now is maybe working with individuals and then you will maybe come together off the pitch and then do your team stuff all together. But like, it's so fascinating, but I think it's like credit to Chelsea, it's quality.
Yeah.
And hopefully teams will learn from it because we need it. We're females, we're not men.
I think and that's exactly what Emma Hayes says as well. She's like, we've not had the access, we've not had the facilities for such a long time. Whereas she is saying, well, you know what it's like, you know, I was due on a couple of weeks ago and I was a complete cow. A complete cow. Today I would have felt differently about a certain situation, kind of thing. So how that affects you mentally in the game. Then of course the pain, where it affects different people, lower back pain, therefore it affects them running, it affects their movement. So they focus on getting everybody kind of detailed on where they are and getting the best from them, limiting their weight loads, making sure they're eating the right things. It is absolutely fascinating to me, and I just think that there are players who will suffer, probably might suffer worse than Beth England. You know, who sounds like she's got it pretty bad. You know, it's a regular occurrence, obviously, for her. That's not easy for her. Look at the performance she's had last season. Is it by any coincidence that she's in the form of her life with the detail and the attention that's been paid to her monthly cycle? Blows my mind.
No, it's brilliant. Fair play Chelsea, credit to them. So hopefully other teams can follow. But even yourself, you know what it's like one day if you've excruciating cramp or you just feel sluggish, tired, drained. Sometimes you feel like you've literally been hit by a bus.
And you want to eat everything, the wrong thing.
So obviously now that they're studying, so there's like that fitter app they use that a lot of the female players have access to it, so it does tell you in certain phases what you should be maybe trying to get into your body, just a whole range of different things on certain cycles, so that will maybe help you preparing all the way along. So it's fascinating, but hopefully other teams will follow it. I mean, Chelsea seem to be doing the blueprint for everyone, so hopefully, quite literally, the blueprint.
The red print. No, true though. Amazing. I'm obsessed with it already. It's on Dazn. I think it's called Dare to Dream. No, Never Give Up. Never Give Up, something like that. Chelsea documentary focusing on Emma Hayes. What a woman, by the way, what a woman, what a team. But the fact that as a woman, I think she's going to sign you. Picture yourself now, Emma, I have a really heavy period. I need your help.
I can be pure cranky on my periods.
You should watch it. It's absolutely brilliant. But I thought it'd be interesting to get Ruesha to sit down and just clarify how hard it can be. You know, being an athlete, having games to look forward to, how your menstrual cycle can upset just absolutely everything. Chelsea's attention to detail on that for each and every single one of their players started 3 years ago. They've won the last two leagues.
Is it 2 or 3 leagues they've won?
They won the last 2. Arsenal won the year before that because I remember being pregnant. So that would have been nearly 3 years ago. 3 years ago now. Arsenal won and Chelsea won last year and this year. Listen, thank you very much for your time. Girls, we stand with you. It's tough. And if a man ever says, oh, she's on her period, just be like, you're right about that.